Live here now. So, hi everybody. I'm Carsten Voges, and you're watching or listening to the Lean 42 Live. We at Lean 42, we are CIO advisors in Europe and North America, and we are hosting the Lean Leader Summit this July in Munich. It's an in-person event, and one of our speakers, and I'm very excited that you are joining us here today, is Claudia Heß. She's a professor and she will talk about trustworthy AI. So thanks for joining us, Claudia, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks a lot for the invitation, Carsten. I'm really looking forward to the Lean Leaders Summit in July and to meet you all in person there. So let me introduce myself. As Carsten told you, I'm Professor for Digital Transformation at the IU International University of Applied Sciences. We are Germany's largest university regarding the number of students. I'm working in, many people do not know this, but we have many students in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, but also our international degree programs. And I'm working in distance learning. So my students are somewhere over the world. I'm teaching some courses in really within digital transformation, planning digital transformation projects. But my background is in AI and data science. So I have several courses, so introductory courses in data science, in the Master of Data Science and the Master Artificial Intelligence, but also the courses on how to start or how to define use cases for data science and for AI in a company, how to describe them, how to start projects, how to do these projects. So not in the deepest details of the technology, but rather how does, well, again, this transformation aspect, which projects should I start, which topics should I prioritize, in which cases is AI a suitable solution, or is it better to use a normal IT solution? And what do I need to make such solutions trustworthy, to make solutions, to define accountabilities for these AI-based solutions, how to define the interaction between the employees and the new colleague, the AI. What do we need to consider in these topics? And yes, this is the focus of my teaching. And I'm working part-time at IU, and the other half I'm working as an IT consultant in industry. So in the real projects, the projects about which I'm teaching the students. So the two parts fit really well together.
Excellent. We got a true expert here. So just to, if you're interested to see more of Claudia live, come to the Lean Leader Summit this July in Munich. The Lean Leader Summit is also there. But today we also want to give the opportunity, if you have questions and you want to know more from Claudia on trustworthy AI and use or doing transformations, and AI always is a transformation for a business, then
Absolutely.
feel free to ask those questions. We're here, I really like those sessions because it's kind of like spreading knowledge. It helps people grow personally and kind of learn, and we need to build more capacity in our industry to do all those transformations that we have. So all the organizations that I work with have ongoing transformations. So it is something where we just need to kind of do it smarter, become more knowledgeable, and that's why we're here today. So before somebody else has a question, so let me kind of ask you one thing. When it comes to AI, it's kind of it's already a transformation. It already brings in new capabilities and new things that you're doing things within your organization differently using AI. How do you see this as an effort, like the changes that come with AI? in general versus kind of like the trustworthiness that you mentioned, like with the ethical consideration. How is that kind of like from a balance perspective in your experience? Is it kind of like 50-50 that you need to like have the trustworthy ethical parts being as challenging as others, or is it kind of like a different balance?
I think the answer is very often. I think it depends. It depends on the type of solution, of the type of AI that you are going to introduce. So if you're thinking of an AI solution in the medical domain, which which supports you in making the diagnose and recommending some treatments, that's different from some application in marketing. So when I'm discussing some using AI to create marketing content, to provide more personalized campaigns, so it's different. What is the impact of the AI? And this is we have to consider the aspect of trustworthy AI. The more the more decisions we take over humans, over resources that affect humans. So if you have applications that really affect the life of human beings, we must put much emphasis on the aspect of trustworthy AI. But you have to think about your project, and you should think about these aspects of trustworthy AI. So regarding transparency, fairness, accountability, and so on in the beginning of the project, in order to be able to decide what you should need to consider during the project, and to make these first assessment, what might be possible outcomes of my systems, which type of decisions are going to be taken by the AI, in which decisions do I need a human in the loop. And this should be done at the beginning of a project. And then how much effort these trustworthy AI is depends on the type of project and the type of decisions you are going to take.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, I think what I've also seen kind of like work is if you take with AI a similar approach then to your like risk governance in general, where you have kind of like your financial, reputational, like all these different risk aspects, and don't say AI is just like a technology risk, but like say, okay, this has like some operational, some reputational, like there's different aspects to AI that I think go beyond just like the technology. And that's why I think it's also from a governance point of view important to align it to kind of like enterprise risk governance.
I don't think you have to think of the AI solution as a part of your whole systems, of your whole process landscape. It's not an isolated part. And you have one part with an AI models where you need the data, where you will do all the training, but it's embedded in the process. In the other systems, you have all with the interfaces to other systems. You have to define the processes, the roles, the interplay between between your employees and the system. So you need this broader picture. And I think it's very, very important to, or in during my lectures, I see that this is very important to emphasize these aspects, because you have the AI specialists, the data science specialists, who are discussing about the best algorithms, about where they get the data from, and how they train, develop the models, and so on. But to give them the broader picture. And in the other way around, the people coming more from the business side need more AI knowledge in order to be able to understand the implications of the AI solutions. So we need an upskilling in both from the AI data science specialists regarding the implications of the applications, but more detailed knowledge about AI and what is AI, because very often we have this label, oh, it's AI-based system. But what is your AI? Really? Do you have really any AI here, or is it something we are doing since 20 years? Um,
True. Yeah, but I think what I like kind of like what you said with the is it really AI or not, or is it something where we just have like a mathematical model and something that we've done for many years, or is it really AI? Because I think we need to be more knowledgeable about that AI brings in some new aspects where the model training was kind of like poor data quality or inadequate data for then the later use of the system, where it's something where old thinking of kind of like privacy or security or some other things are just like, okay, what data do I put in is kind of like what I like. I have more fixed data versus with an AI, you come in with like the training, the model design, the later use of it, where you also have like model extraction, adversarial inputs, like those attack vectors on AI that are very different than what we've seen in like normal IT systems. So I think there comes in a lot of like new ways that we need to think of this. Versus if we just use the old ways, I think it's not working. Like from my experience, what's your take on AI risk and trustworthiness and managing that versus how can, or is it purely applying what we've done years and years over?
no, I don't think so. So we have to further develop our approaches, our methods, the way of thinking about our development life cycle. What types of what methods do we add to our toolbox in order to assess the the AI-based solution in order to define some measures to deal with, for example, as you mentioned, with the data. How can we identify bias? How are we dealing with the data? How do we ensure the data quality? How can we measure bias? How can we identify bias data sets? What should we do during the development, but also during when our system is live? How do we consider that the system that we get new data and our system can learn, or our AI-based system can learn from this data, can further develop? Do we want to have this during that it can learn in a live setting, or do we need tests before and releases of our software? So this depends on the type of software you have
Yeah.
and on the application context.
Is it something where? No, I totally agree, Claudia. Sorry, I just thought of something else. Where if we look at like regulations, is that also something you will cover in your talk? With kind of
Yes.
like the EU having the AI Act. I know kind of like in the US, there's always NIST, and they actually came up with an AI risk model framework where they do have like trustworthiness and things that you mentioned as well in there. So do you see, is that part of the talk, and how do you see kind of like regulation coming in here?
Yes, we will discuss this during the talk. So there's much efforts are going on worldwide on regulating the use of AI, and many discussions on what do we want to regulate. So this balance between innovation and regulation is here very difficult. So we had many discussions in the European Union, and still these discussions are going on, because we have to implement the regulation that has been found on the European level now in every state. There will be much discussion also regarding the use of the foundational models. So it is a very exciting period now, because many decisions are taken, but we already know that we will need to adapt these regulations. We will learn, and will need to react quite fast to the development that goes on in industry.
Mm-hmm. All right. I actually put in here, like, feel free to ask questions, like, to the audience, sorry. And also, one little side note, if you want to see more of those or similar talks that we did, we do have a lot of them in our Lean Academy. You can sign up for free, see those, plus many sessions on various areas. I actually did one on governance of AI a couple of weeks back and recorded that. So, and it's for free in there as well. So go check that out as well. So you mentioned kind of like the regulations and news. Is it something where you've seen organizations be more hesitant because they don't know yet on like what kind of regulation is coming out or what that regulation means? Or do you feel like it's helping them to know that there is regulation and that there is something coming up?
It again depends on the industry. In the medical domain, we had the medical device regulation for years, for decades. So this is an industry which is used to regulations, which is used to document every single step during the development phase, during the test phase. So in these domains, it's just, okay, we have another regulation, we have to consider it. How do we implement it in our processes? And there are other industries in which we are currently doing what we like. In which we experience make our experiences with AI-based solutions. And here it is important to think about what does these regulations mean for me? What kind of system do I want to implement? What kind of decisions is it going to take? And maybe it's a system which is has a low risk, and then I do not have many regulations. Or if I design it in another way, I'm in a high risk level. So we need to discuss this, and it's very important that we have these regulations, because then we know which questions we need to ask ourselves. But we need the guidelines, the regulations, the certifications. So here's still much work to do. There's much ongoing work, but still some steps to be taken.
Cool, very good. So this is just a short session. So if there are no questions from the audience, then we can also just look forward to everybody joining us in July for a much more in-depth presentation from you, but also then possibility to interact with you in person, get to know you, talk with you in one of the coffee breaks or lunch breaks. Networking is always one of the key components as well. And those, we talk so much about technology, but I think we all come down to working person to person, and that people connections is so important for making those projects work and making the changes work and the transformations work. So come to an in-person event and like networking and getting that is something that I've found find very valuable and have found valuable in the past, but it's something I'm really looking forward to. So thank you so much, Claudia, for your time today.
Thanks a lot, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all in person in Munich.
Great. Then sign up, see you in Munich. And if you do have questions, post them here. Claudia and I will also monitor this, so there might be some advice or some input we can get as well. And then see you in Munich. Take care. Bye-bye.